And it's lights out. Oh, not yet. It's lights out. Away we go. And that's a brilliant start from Charlie. Look at that. The getaway. And it's a great start from Snotty as well. He's already taken P2, but he's cut it a little bit. The McLaren of Jamie comes into P3. Charlie stays P1. Kilo's bumped up a position into P5. Tyrone's dropped one. Bradley stays at the back. It's very close between Harry and the Mercedes behind him, which is giving him chase. Jamie's managed to pull away a little bit. He's pulling up on P2 Snotty, who's also pulling up to Passion Fruit a little bit. Passion Fruit needs to...
And Tyrone's gone right into the barriers, and he tried braking a bit too late and has failed to do so. That has lost him and cost him his front wing now, giving Bradley that P6 slot. That what he did there, that really cost him there, and it was a ballsy move. But you know, we learn from our mistakes and we move. But very crucial, the two Hasses, you know, one of them having a great start but getting a penalty, and the other, and Costas is and he's serving. I'm pretty sure he's serving a penalty. As now Charlie with a 15 point, I think that was a 15.1.
Yeah. Wow. And Harry's just gone for the overtake. Jamie's got slowed by Snotty going into the pits, and it gave Harry the opportunity to go for the overtake, which he took gladly. So
yeah. Oh no! And Cole, is that Cole?
He's spun. Yeah, it's Kilo. He's spun.
It's one of the Mercedes, and that's Cole. He spun. No, that is not good for what Cole is wanted, and I'm sure that's not how he wanted to have his race at this moment. Yeah, as he currently is. And that Mercedes with Bradley, he's touched that wall like Costas did in qualifying. Will this cost Bradley? And that's now gone. And that's both Mercedes in the mud at the current moment. He is going to pit. He has lost his full front wing. And this is Monaco for you, ladies and gentlemen. One wrong over. And Jamie, you know, I'm sure he'll be glad to see Bradley in the pit and not behind him now. This has given Jamie a very good opportunity to escape from the Mercedes and the Haas.
Got a 5-second penalty as well for speeding in the pit lane. And there he goes on the overtake. He's overtaken Costas, which, you know, I wonder what's going on here with Costas. Has he picked up some damage or anything like that? Because he's on the soft, so he's on a much faster tyre than the hards of Bradley ahead of him. But I'm not so sure what's happening there. But yeah, as I was saying, like, Harry, he could potentially close the gap here if he wanted to. But whether he's just conserving tyre degradation, we shall wait and see. But yeah, it'll be interesting as to what the two do with the strategy here onto the hard tyres.
Very interesting choice to pit early, maybe trying to perform that undercut. And is that the Mercedes of Carl? Yes,
it is.
Monaco curse of losing his front wing now. This is not what he needs right now. He was doing perfectly fine. He did spin, but he didn't have any damage. And this is given, I think, this is going to give Tyrone a chance to probably unlap himself as he probably gets, as he's about to get lapped for I think for the first time. It looks like he's about to get lapped for the first time for the upcoming leaders, Charlie and Harry.
Then potentially Harry is mediums. So he could actually stay out for an extra lap after Charlie's in lap and build up more of a gap.
Sorry to interrupt you right now, but Carl's trying to go for a move around the outside of Costas. He is on the hard Carl is, and then Costas is on those mediums compounds. He has pitted for the third time, and so has Carl. But Carl is rapidly faster. You can see it, how faster and slower that Costas is compared to Carl. And Carl's trying to get past. You can just see that he's dying to get past this Haas, who's a lot slower than him.
Yeah, he's the soft compound tyre is that much faster here than the medium, so we'll have to see. He might be able to get him. I don't think he'd have enough time here to do it and not have enough space or track, should I say? But we might get him into the next lap. When he's hit the wall, that's Costas. That's going to cost him a bit of wing, and he gets the pass done. And that is a good move. That's a good bit of capitalization from Kilo. That's what gets you positions in tracks like Monaco, capitalizing on mistakes and being there. Just being there, sort of in the right place at the right time.
Exactly. And, you know, it's very unfortunate that Costas hit that wall. But Costas, as he comes back at Carl, now gets that P5 straight back of Carl. And now has that DRS. And now Carl has lost 1.2 seconds there to Costas. And I'm not quite sure what happened there, but we missed that.
Pass. I think I might have said that it was an illegal overtake and he had to let him pass.
Oh, that's not good then.
Yeah, because when Costas hit the wing, hit his wing on the corner barrier, it forced Kilo to go slightly straighter on, and it might have said that that's off track limits as an overtake, and so you know he'll argue he was forced off because what's he going to do? Drive straight into the Haas? But yeah, maybe have to get the position back. But he's got it back now.
And now the move is done for P5, and now is done and sealed. Carl up into P5 once again. Costas, I'm sure, will be looking to try and gain that. Those softs don't last for long. So Carl, who has not even used any softs, sure has more in the chamber. And Jamie, no. Wait, it's not Jamie.
It's not Jamie, it's the Haas.
Tyrone has now could potentially cause a safety car. We do not know just at this current moment in time, but if it does, this could really benefit Charlie. And Costas, both Hasses have retired. This is now definitely got to be a safety car. There is no way this isn't. There is literally nowhere for this guy to park at this current moment in time. As we see Jamie about to pass the Haas, as it's going extremely slow through the corners. What is he doing? I'm sure he's going to pull over at some point, but I don't know what's going on at this moment. But I think now, he's definitely pulled over now. That is an end to that other Haas's race. So both Haas's DNFing, getting no points at all this race. This brings Carl back up into P5, and I think still in P5. But now, Charlie is in the pits, and this has given Harry the lead now of 12-13. It will rise a little bit more, probably about like a 13.3, and this has given Carl a great opportunity to potentially fight. And Bradley, is this? Yeah, Bradley's going to front wing change. So is this Carl that's fighting him?
I'm not.
What's going on?
No, it's Kilo. Yeah, it's Carl. That the front two, the gap has now gone up to a whopping 16.1 seconds. So Harry is really pushing now, and he's on lap 22, so it makes sense because he could box this next lap or the lap after. So he's just pushing these final tyres as hard as he possibly can. Build up more. Charlie's in the pits again. He's lost the wing.
Wait, oh no. What's this?
Oh,
definitely giving Harry the upper hand advantage now, and this is all in the hands of Harry now, as the gap was originally 16.5. Now will be a much larger gap between those two, and this is giving the race into the hands of Harry. And
and Bradley's now DNF'd, and this has played right into Harry's hands here. He was already looking up and up on the overcar.
This is the safety car, and this is really worked out now, and this is about to bring the race in even closer between those two.
Oh my word.
Pitted onto the mediums, and it is just at the wrong time. This will be a dreamland for Harry, as he can now nurse those mediums just a few laps longer and, not have to push. But he will have to play this cautiously at the start, as his teammate will be on the mediums as well. But Harry will be on a lot fresher mediums as well. Harry got a drive-through for speeding under safety car.
Oh my word. It's all happening here on the safety car. In fact, I would have said that this safety car is played into Charlie's hands now, actually. Not Harry's. I was mistaken before because, I didn't know. Actually, the race had switched to Harry's advantage because of the mistake made by Charlie, breaking his wing off, forcing him to pit. It was then Harry's race to lose. But immediately after that moment, Bradley had a moment and DNF'd in that chicane, which forced the safety car, and it switched it right back to Charlie's favour because now he's just pitted onto fresh mediums because he needed to anyway to replace the wing. And now Harry hadn't pitted yet at that point, and so he's already switched from, I believe it was mediums to hards, and then because of the wing damage, switched from hards to mediums again, and then the safety car got brought out, bunches the whole the whole grid back together. And now both Harry and Charlie are both on fresh mediums. So essentially, Charlie's got a free pit stop out of it.
He's just slowing down. He's going to wait until that last second to really. And look what Charlie's doing. And that's giving Harry a great advantage. And he's played straight into mind games with Charlie there. And it was great stuff. His teammate tried passing him on the straight because he thought he was going to go. Harry was like, what are you doing? I haven't crossed the line. And then Charlie had to give the position back. And that's when Harry went. And that is a great strategy there for him. Played straight into the hands. Carl has spun under safety car restart. Carl, he's practically sideways. He's practically road blocking the track now, but luckily no one behind him or in front of him, behind him to be really affected by it. But Jamie now only 9/10, 1.1 seconds now, should I say, the gap between between Jamie and Charlie.
Is he already been lapped? Did he not unlock himself?
Harry is now in the pits. He has decided to pit now, and this is the pitting. He is going to do a drive through, so he won't lose as much time as when he goes to pit. So he should only roughly lose about 20 seconds, maybe more, 25. So let's see what he is now to out the next car in front. Sorry. If the gap would like to work, here we go. So 7 seconds is the gap to the next car in front, which is Jamie. So he now really has to turn his game up now, and he has to do this within 10 laps. The gap is 6.9 seconds, Jamie. Within 10 laps, he needs to get past him. So he needs to be gaining a tenth at least, maybe more every lap. And Carl now, once again, spun in the same section, just a corner beforehand. And Carl is not having a good weekend. But the gap was I think 6.5. Now it's dropped. I think that Harry's running a little bit more of a straight line speed set up. I would say he's favoured a bit more straight line speed, and that's what you tend to see with Harry a bit more. I think I remember talking about this with Dan, and Dan's mentioned something to Harry. Harry mentioned something to Dan saying about how he prefers to have a certain setup on each track, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think he prefers more front end or more rear end, one of the two, either way. But if that is the case, then what would you prefer more of, the more rear or front end?
Probably rear here, just because you don't want it to step out. But it's all about getting that downforce balance, like okay. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
holding up cars. And more than the required gap length to the car in front.
Yeah, I mean, apologies. I thought that Harry would cut a lot further back after the drive through. I didn't realize that Kilo was already. I wonder why Jamie didn't contest that.
Given that up, but to be fair, he does have a penalty. But Jamie gave up that position without really any fight. He just pulled over to the side and just said, "Yeah, you can have it, buddy. See ya." He almost it's about to come into the final corner of the Monaco Grand Prix. On the final lap, into the final corner, the man who won last season's race in Monaco wins this race. Charlie wins the Monaco Grand Prix. Harry follows in second, and then will Jamie? Yeah, he'll finish in third place, and Carl will definitely finish fourth if he doesn't DNF. But this will be great stuff. Charlie now overtakes in the championship by 2 points now. He is now in the lead of this championship by 2 points. And this championship into round 8, we will go now. To Hungary is the next track that the drivers will race at. And I'm sure that'll be a good time. And George will be able to come back with a response, hopefully, and maybe have good time and overtake back in the championship again. But this is the first time this is the first time this season Charlie has taken the championship lead. George has had complete control so far. So as we now head to the podium, Harry is your driver of the day. Well fought for him to get back to P2. And here we now go to the podium now. We're seeing Charlie walk out for the third time this season, and the top step of the podium now. We see Charlie celebrating his victory around the streets of Monte Carlo, Jamie following on the podium, and Harry also following second place as well, the runner-up spot. So, yeah, this is a great result for the Red Bull drivers, taking a 1-2 in qualifying and in the race.